It feels really, really good to finally be able to record a podcast when I'm not awake for 10 minutes and then having to immediately go on camera.
Oh yeah, no,
that's what I'm used to.
Yeah, Jacob usually starts this podcast like I have everything set up, and then the wait time is literally, will Jacob wake up in time for the podcast, right? Like that's.
I don't think I've been late. I think I've had to get up right as the podcast goes on the air before then scrape everything together.
You've never been late, but it's been it's been like close to being late. Like you've been like five minutes off, and you're just like, oh, like I'm here.
No, but right now is great because it's 3:30 for me. It's 5:30 for you, Leon. It's 10:30 for you right now. Yeah. So everyone's already been up for several hours at this point. Though I was up until like 5 a.m. just continuing to reinstall Windows stuff. It's a really scary world. I keep talking about it, but it's like all of my settings from the past 4 years on one hard drive, just none of them apply anymore, and I have to go back and set everything up again. I'm like, ugh. It's not helpful when you're an audiophile working on music stuff, when you're a film major working on video stuff, and there's program after program after program. Like the program I use for thumbnails, it's not even Photoshop, and there's like 9,000 different things.
This is why you should back up your software with our sponsor for the day.
We have a sponsor?
Yes, the concept of writing things down. We'd like to thank Literal Literacy for sponsoring today's podcast.
How much do they pay us for this?
They taught us how to read, dipshit. I think that's more important than money.
Oh my god.
I think that, slightly edges out any monetary benefit.
You brought up writing and literacy, and now I'm trying to go through and, oh hey, I found a review that somebody wrote that we hadn't brought up on the podcast yet.
Oh dear.
We did, oh yeah, here it is. 5 stars titled Not Better Than B-Leaguers. So somebody had a rebuttal for the first time someone called us better than B-Leaguers, and it says, but a fantastic podcast nonetheless. CHOWDERHEAD'S, their new couple name.
Okay,
please burn us to the ground.
That is okay, first of all, that is not our name.
It's not Chow. I can't support this. That's only a little bit.
Yeah.
That's a little bit too on the nose for me.
It's a little bit too on the nose, yeah.
CHOWDERHEAD'S, no, not that. Really do a great job talking. The lack of Tinder safaris is sad. The lack of Flinny Poo is sad. Well, okay. So really the only thing that they really like from B-Leaguers is the fact that Flynn is on that podcast and also just talks about random Tinder crap for a good hour and a half every time they do an episode. I swear, every time.
Well, what's wrong with talking about random Tinder crap?
I mean, it's another one of those scenarios where it becomes the best Siege podcast about insert other topic here ever.
I mean, that's fair.
Right?
Yeah.
We do that from time to time, way more often than we should.
Occasionally.
Anyway,
so we've been hearing feedback about how you guys have been having trouble with accents. So we brought on a man with absolutely no accent. Giddens. Leon, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, Chowder. I hope you're doing well as well.
I'm not doing too bad. How are scrims?
Pretty good. Last few weeks we've been grinding pretty hard to get ready for like EU League and stuff. So it's been pretty fun so far.
Yeah, I mean,
I think a lot of this is probably going to hinge on how the whole transition from an old Team Secret Corps that you were with for a super long time to now having all this time spent with Rogue, just already like up till this point, It looks like it's working well through 3 play days, but that's just from an outside perspective looking in. How does it feel to be a part of a new team after like so long with the same guys?
It's definitely a fresh of breath air. Like having played, like as you said, on Secret for nearly 2 years. You get very used to everyone. You get used to, like, obviously I was playing with Meepy for ages, so it's like kind of like, like my best friend in a way. Like I knew everything about him, what he did, how he played. So it was like, it got very like stale at times, but coming into Rogue, playing with like Aces, Corey, Kazeka, Rips, it's been a whole different experience, and it's really allowed me to think about and change how I play a lot. Obviously I've come into the team like more as like an IGL, taking more of like a captaincy role. So I've been like learning more how to IGL than previously.
I just looked over at the podcast for a second and realized that you've got the Twitter handles wrong, Chowder. God damn it.
I'm good at this. Hold on. Wait.
This is what happens when we have one dude doing the live stream production, and then we have someone else doing the rest of the back end.
Wait. There we go.
There we
Come on,
go.
fix it.
Wait.
Because I know somebody, like, the first couple of seconds of the podcast is going to go, wait, they have the Twitter handles wrong, and then we fix it, and then they have to immediately delete the comment. Like,
yeah. I mean, it's not the worst thing we've gotten wrong on this podcast. Anyway.
I mean, we can talk more about getting stuff wrong on the podcast.
Sure.
Because we have a way you to tell us that we're wrong about stuff on the podcast, but we didn't talk about it last week because we were so crunched for time on talking about everything that was going on before the EU League actually started that we weren't able to mention it. Do you want to mention that one real quick?
Sure. If we royally fuck anything up, feel free to email us at hammeredcorrections@gmail.com with your hate comments, and we will read them at the end of every show. We're not doing it this week because we only got one email, and it was the word jorts about 400 times.
Wait, that account got jortsed too?
Yeah, all of our accounts are being...
I got one too sent to my business email that said private or like closed DMs will not save you, and then the word jorts. in the body of the text just 700 times, just nothing but the word jorts.
For those of you who don't know, there's a gentleman on Twitter who sends us messages probably once or twice a month that's just the word jorts about 500 times.
We might have to start making hammered merch with the word jorts on it if he keeps on doing
Someone
it.
told us to just make jorts with our face on it.
Oh, we have to make jorts? Like sell jorts?
I mean, would you buy a pair of hammered jorts?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Yeah, right?
I mean, I'd buy a pair of hammered jorts, but only if I could wear it to an event, and I'm not about to wear jorts to the Invitational in -2-degree weather. That's a little bit too far. Even though, like, that is shorts weather in Colorado for most people, for me, I'm still kind of a West Coast kid at heart, so I'm still very much California. You only wear shorts year-round because you have to, not because it's necessary.
I mean, that's fair. Speaking of warm weather, is that an air conditioner, Leon?
Here?
Yeah.
Right there?
Yeah. Right here, baby. I'm not letting that go. You can blow it right onto me when I'm playing scrims. It's all hot and sweaty. Get caught in
I mean, it's like 1 billion degrees where you are right now, right? It's like 35-ish or something?
Well, it keeps fluctuating, but like there's like a heat wave at the moment.
Yeah.
So it goes from like, you wake up at like 25 degrees in the morning, sweating and all that, so...
Oof.
I made the investment last year.
Yeah. I mean, good call, because they're sold out again this year, I think. Right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
You make it once, and then it's a purchase you never have to make again.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, I'm stuck with this thing in the back because I also don't have AC, and I have to keep that window shut because it gives me nothing but direct sunlight problems with my webcam. So I keep one window open, and that is the thing that's tasked with keeping me cool when I try to sleep. It's not working out too great. That's why I was up.
I feel bad for you, man.
Yeah.
Why?
Everyone can get an aircon. You should just get it, man.
I have I have an air conditioning unit.
With what money? You act like YouTube pays me.
Just save up. It's an investment.
Yeah, I have an air conditioning unit over in the other room, and I have like this big tower fan right here, and it's quiet enough that my microphone doesn't pick it up, and it's just like it's perfect. It oscillates. I have a remote control for it. I'm just like click, and it just goes. And it keeps me nice and cold when my computer...
We're doing nothing but perpetuating the white stereotype. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Hammered.
Welcome back to Hammered, a podcast where three gentlemen talk about fans for an hour and a half. Let's talk about... Let's talk about oscillation. Hot takes on fan oscillation.
Somehow this won't get clipped and end up on the subreddit. Oh, wait, nothing gets clipped anyway.
Who gets clipped? Nobody gets clipped. Okay.
Not this podcast anymore. Not after the initiative to clip things was made on this podcast a couple weeks ago. Did everyone stop? Probably. I haven't been paying attention.
Probably. Well, I mean, something big has happened, which is, actual Siege has come back.
That's a good point. So everyone needs to go and pay attention to the on-season or mid-season drama as opposed to the stuff that happens in the off-season.
Yeah, I mean, there's way more fun happening now. Just absolute nonsense going on in European League. What's going on with that?
Doki's somehow still allowed to play. What blasphemy is this?
I thought there was a height restriction. It's like a roller coaster, right? You got to be this tall to get on your keyboard.
Yeah, he stands on Nello's feet, so he's a bit over the
line. I really want Na'Vi to pick up a player that's shorter than Doki, so that Doki can finally stop being the butt of all the short jokes.
Doki is literally canonically Mozzie's height. I don't know how you can get shorter than that.
Did they actually figure that out based on where how tall Mozzie's?
What? Mozzie's 5'3". That's in his operator bio.
I mean, okay, all right. I didn't factor in how tall Doki was.
So Doki's pretty short.
Yeah, Doki's like 4'10".
I've seen the man. He's incredibly short. You know what I was really sad about? I was really sad at Invite. There might have been 2 teams that left before the rest of the event was open to the public.
Was it
Rogue. Rogue.
Yep.
It was Rogue and FaZe.
Yeah, FaZe was FaZe.
Yeah.
And those were 2 that I was actually really interested in trying to see if I couldn't just say hi to. I was like, man, I really want to. I just like being able to put heights or just, I guess, appearances toward people that I usually only see on streams, because it's a very, very different experience when you're only used to seeing somebody in a webcam or on the cam that you might see if they were playing on stage at a big event or something, and you're like, oh, this is the image that I have of this person, and then see him in real life. All I really wanted to do was go to Invite just to give Corey a slap on the ass, and he had to leave me.
That's exactly how I feel, dude. I wanted to go see Aces, give him a big hug.
Yeah.
And I get there and he's gone. I curled up and cried for a bit.
Can't believe he's done that to us. Yeah.
Come on, man.
Also.
What a.
Nah, it was sad, but it was understandable because, oh boy, you have a tall task trying to do what you can to turn Rogue's fortunes around as one of the iffiest teams on LAN. Can you do it? Will Leongids be the savior of Rogue?
Well, I mean, if anyone can win on LAN, you take Rogue, who's the online kings. You take Empire, who's great at LAN. Then you take Secret, who was great at LAN. And you take all those and you form fucking
really
zero ping
that's
Voltron, and you just walk out and you go, hello, I'd like to shoot C4 out of the air now with regularity, and you win your fucking gunfights.
I kind of hope that you really have to take a formula similar to that, or you could just grab 5 really, really good LAN players, stick them all on a team, and then they'll just go on and win everything.
Yeah,
but you have to qualify then, right? So
yeah, that's
need some online players, dude.
Yeah, just don't play BDS and you'll be fine.
I think that's the tactic right now, unfortunately, in EU League.
Just straight up don't play BDS.
To qualify, which is
when does Rogue play BDS? By the way, on the schedule, that's
I think week 6 or something.
Chaos in week 4.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, week 5. That's gonna be good.
Yeah. Well, Playday 5 or week 5?
Playday 5. July the 6th.
Yeah, next Monday.
Yeah.
It should be a good game. I mean, I think the boys have been doing really well so far, practicing, and we've been grinding our asses off. Like a couple weeks ago, it looked kind of shit, and then we just kept going, and looking really good now.
I mean, yeah, you guys are what? You're number 2 in EU League, only behind the team that's dropped 3 rounds in 3 games. Which
they're looking pretty crazy.
I mean, that's not an awful position to be in.
No, definitely not. I think week 1 or Playday 1 was kind of a wake-up call, really, in a way. Because we realized we had some issues, but we didn't realize how to fix them or what they were exactly. But as soon as we got into that game, we realized it straight away, and we fixed it during the break of the Playdays.
Mm-hmm.
And then, it worked out pretty well for Empire, so...
Yeah. Well, I mean, you guys
it was a real wake-up call because you had G2 on the first Playday, too. If it was anybody else, it probably would have been I guess we're still feeling out how comp works with this team, because the difference from scrims to playing the actual game, there's obviously, a staunch difference between the two. But it had to be G2. It just had to be the original European super team. Oh, the pressure. Oh, the horror. 5 fraggers on one team. Whatever shall we do, right?
Yeah. It is what it is, though. Next split, though. We'll beat them.
Yeah, but not everybody in Europe plays everyone in this format as opposed to where... Wait, no, they do, right? Yeah, 9 matches, so everyone does play everyone.
Everyone plays everyone.
Split up into 3 different splits, so we play each other 3 times. In 3 different splits.
but over the course of a year. That's kind of crazy.
A long
whereas it would always be 4. So you've gotten one of those rivalry matchups cut down unless you like meet like each other at a LAN like in the course of the same bracket or something like that.
Well, there's not just that. There's also, GSA League, which you guys have been playing in as well. Which
we drew against them in GSA.
Yeah, you drew against them in GSA, and then you lost against Secret, and
most of the losses were without us though. Like during the period of like the first split of GSA.
Yeah, you lost.
It was like 5 games were played without us, but like we were kind of like ready to go for 3 of them, but we couldn't yet because of like contracts and all that stuff. So it was really painful sitting there watching and like hearing all the everything like that. It was really depressing.
Yeah, I mean, you guys lost the first 3 games, and then you beat My Insanity, and then you lost to Secret, and then you tied G2.
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't sound too terrible at all.
Yeah, just got to make top 4 for LAN, so no problem.
There's a question that I get asked somewhat frequently, like whenever like someone comes into Twitch chat and they go, "What's the point of GSA?" Every time my response is usually, well, it's attempting to be a focus on teams from this one particular region, and they bring these Pro League teams in just to be like a draw so that you can come for the teams that you already know, but then stay for the teams that probably don't have nearly as much exposure. But every time they're just like, well, there's not really much of a point if it's just going to be won by a Pro League team anyway. And at the back of my head, I'm like, theoretically, anyone who's currently in Pro League could just kind of use this as not necessarily an environment where you don't necessarily have to take things super seriously because you obviously want to save your best strats for top tier talent. So you get in Rogue and then in Secret and G2 obviously don't need to go balls to the wall in strategy because you know that the skill level of teams that you're playing is obviously like substantially lower. But just from your mouth, so that people understand GSA is not a waste of time, why should people be watching GSA?
I still think GSA like is still worth watching because like although like as you say like all these tier 1 teams come in and it doesn't look exactly fair, it still lowers the decreases the gap between the lower tier teams and the higher tier teams, which allows them to play more and get like more used to how these type of teams play, and allow them to like push themselves forward as if like Na'Vi did back last year during Prem.
Yeah.
Silence. We did it, guys.
No. No, I mean, with Na'Vi coming back to Prem, which is terrifying for literally everyone involved in Prem. No, it's just, it really feels like it's a way to show regional talent, and then they have these Pro League teams that are in there, and if you can show that the Pro League talent or the Pro League teams actually do go up against, then it's not like 7-0, 7-0, 7-0, 7-0, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's also like crazy as well, right? Like they beat M&M, or no, they beat Na'Vi, sorry, like in the like online league, like it's 7-2 or something on Cafe. And it's like, oh my god, like it might not be like a big hit for like Na'Vi, but everyone else seeing it is like, wow, okay, maybe it is worth watching these guys. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily bring Na'Vi down, but it brings crazy like way up. Exactly. That's what it's for. It brings viewership and it allows teams to close the gap. Did Crazy come? What were they? Second or first last Prem? They won. They won. Yeah. So it's last Prem there weren't necessarily any quote unquote Pro League teams in Prem because Secret dropped out and Na'Vi dropped out, but they're like really strong team, and I kind of expect to see them in Challenger League next year. Yeah, I think they'll make it. They'll make it this season. They're looking really good with Fonkers and Blur. Yeah, I think they'll make it. Well, I mean, any team with Fonkers and Blur necessarily probably will just make Challenger League. You could literally just put 3 Corys on the rest of that team, and you'd still make Challenger League. You're pushing your luck there, honestly. But... Might be more of a handicap than you expect. Might be more of a handicap, you think? Yeah, maybe. Not sure. Let me pull this clip back up from Tokoname real quick. What do you think happens if 2 Corys trying to team kill each other at the same time? They trade. I think the world explodes. Do you think it's like crossing the streams in Ghostbusters? Do you think? Probably. It's like a perfect alignment of the stars.
I think, but one thing to touch back on GSA again, in my opinion, like, or GSA or even Prem, which is now the UK Ireland Nationals, which isn't, it's the same idea, different name because everything is getting a rebrand. But to me, I would almost feel like if a league didn't have some of like bigger name teams involved in it, to me, it's almost worth it to like. I would question its worth to watch it without one of those teams being there, just to like be a draw, rather than having like the 3 teams that we have in GSA, and everyone's like, well, what's the point if they're just going to be the ones to win it anyway? To me, it's almost way better for them to have, you know, larger name talent and bigger, you know, org names like within that specific league to help try to bring more exposure to everything and every other team and player that's involved in it, rather than I mean, we already know who's going to win because we have a proven history that like this team's in Pro League, so the answer's kind of set in stone. Just because when Na'Vi and Secret dropped out of the last Prem, I still remember watching it, but at the same time, I'm like, I still don't really know like who all didn't like necessarily like where I can put all like these individual teams or players to stack up on one another, because I'm a little bit less involved with, you know, a whole bunch of the smaller scenes as much as I want to get more into it more. I don't have any previous history. Just having one of those teams that I can have a little bit more history with is easier for me to like transition into it and kind of drive expectations for what I like. If I know what one team can do, then everyone else can kind of like fall in place almost. But
yeah, I mean,
that's me as a thoroughly uneducated, non-Prem watching pleb who needs to watch more of it.
You gotta watch Prem, man. It's great. I mean,
kind of awkward for like NA and stuff, right? But yeah, as you said, like all these bigger teams allow, you know, more people to get involved. You have people like, I know in Secret, for example, like I'm pretty sure those people who didn't even play Siege who used to come and watch us just because we had Secret. Yeah, and they just a fan of the org, stuff like that. You know, just brings in people to understand the game and brings more people to like maybe play Siege or, you know, watch it more.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, they're, you know, it's the fucking Bolo effect.
Yeah,
a lot of it is. Yeah.
Well, no, it's so I'm just calling it the Bolo effect, but it's,
no, you're right. I get it.
It's do you really think that anyone like in Siege gave a shit about TSM until they entered? And now that they're in, people who watch TSM for, you know, maybe they were fans of Double Lift and they got into League through that, and now they're like, oh, I wonder what else TSM does. Oh, they have this North American team, and it's got like, you know, 5 dudes on it, and one of which is huge in the streaming scene, and you can go watch him. It's the same with Pengu, right? Where Pengu plays for G2, and he brings in his audience from his streams as well. When he plays Pro League.
Yeah, brings in a lot of the casual players.
Yeah, right. You can see the audience numbers whenever, you know, someone who's sort of a big streamer, like when KS plays, numbers go up. When Bolo plays, numbers go up, right? And you can tell by looking at the languages sort of where they're from. Like there are a lot more Germans in chat when KS plays, or, you know, when Latin America plays. And
it's a liquid game. All of Zig's viewers will show up at the same time, right?
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even looking at YouTube now, like, yeah, you just quickly click on like the Raleigh Major, you look at the VODs, and you see like TSM versus G2 has like 500k views, but the rest have like 200k maybe.
Oh yeah, you don't even need to. Yeah, you don't even need to look at the. You don't even look at the views on like the Raleigh Major. Just go look at the, like, what's the most recent VODs for EU League.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
You could do it just for like the last week,
right?
Because personality will obviously keep on driving viewership every time.
Like, I can
just not
guarantee you the top 2 most watched VODs last week were BDS and G2.
For EUL, probably. And BDS continuing to dominate is only going to mean that their viewership just consistently gets driven higher and higher, which they already had a lot of because Shaiko's on that roster.
Right?
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but even if it like you're absolutely right about no one gave a crap about TSM jumping in until they signed the team, but they did. But then again, they would get a whole bunch of viewership probably regardless of who was the org to pick that X-Accelerate roster up, because Bolo was there. It could have been Accelerate could have stuck with that team, and they signed Bolo, and all of a sudden that entire squad just shoots up in notoriety as a result, and everyone will tune in more. You know, whereas Bolo play will still, you know, be the same thing, and it probably will still be the same thing if he continues at a high level, keeps making content, you know, continues to stay popular, I suppose. It could have happened with any org, though. You're absolutely right.
When,
it could have been.
When does Bolo play? Everybody asks that, but nobody asks how does Bolo play. It's a shame.
Do you want better? Really? Why does Bolo play?
The man's addicted to peeking. It's a serious disorder.
He's been doing it since he was 16.
Well, I mean, Leon has the same problem, right? It's just, you hit that angle, you get that
Leon's
nasty...
a grizzled old veteran, and he's been doing it for longer.
You hit that angle, you get that nasty one tap, and it's just gets its hooks in you.
Oh yeah, by the way, how old were you when those pictures with those women were taken that we found and posted on Twitter? I gotta know.
Maybe?
Yeah.
I think I was either 13 or like just turning 14. I can't remember.
That's adorable.
Yeah. They're more like my mum's friends, so yeah, I'm not gonna get involved talk about that, but that's how the photo happened.
I'm just more intrigued now. What?
Well, normally, like, when I go to find photos for people for podcasts, it's, I have to search their Facebook, I have to go into their Pinterest, I have to, scroll all the way down on their Instagram, which can, for some people take like 5 solid minutes. Geo Collins, you have too many fucking Instagram photos. But you just go to Leongids, you just scroll all the way down, and it's just fucking him just sitting there. I think he's 12 or 13, and he's just got a mug, and he's just on the mug. It just says
happiest boy on earth.
He's just the happiest, and on the mug it just says "sexy beast," and it's this little British school kid just going
"Oh dear,
mommy, look at the mug. I've got a mug now."
There's a lot worse on there, thank God, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, there's.
You have any idea how many times we held the co-founder of Oxygen at gunpoint because we have pictures of him in his lacrosse days that we definitely could have released back onto the internet?
Oh, it's great.
We could have done a lot worse, but we just
settled
for his LinkedIn headshot.
Oh, his hair.
His hair.
Might have to DM me some of these so I can have a look.
Oh.
You see the promotion that could have been. You get 6-on-6 that goes and gets Candor to make a new, like, straight up image with the title and picture and like headshot of the person that's coming on their podcast. All we have to do is dig through all of the wonderful resources people have left us from their earlier years on the internet and just throw that up there.
I don't know why you'd leave photos of yourself on the internet. It's a mistake.
Dude, I didn't even realize they were that publicly available, to be honest. That's my bad. Then I have to fix that.
Speaking of European League,
we'll go back.
Yeah, let's go back. Let's talk about why we brought Leon on here. Leon,
yes, sir.
How was the transition?
What, from Secret to Rogue?
Yeah, talk about that.
Oh, it's definitely new. It was very weird at the first because I had to wait. Like, it wasn't like a guaranteed I'm in Rogue. Like, I wasn't guaranteed, but I knew I was. If you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I had to wait for everything to confirm before saying,
like,
hey,
you weren't in Rogue, but you were pretty much in Rogue. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was kind of sitting there for like maybe 3 weeks, not scrimming, not doing anything like that, because we had to wait for Karzeka to finish Russian League.
Right.
To even start thinking about like him. So sitting there was very hard for me to like wait out to confirm the offer, because I did have other Pro League teams or E-League teams messaging me. Mm-hmm. I even had like an NA League messaging me, but it all fell through because of Corona.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had to sit there just saying no, because I really wanted to get on Rogue. I think that was like the team I was gunning for the whole time. But
why Rogue?
I don't know. I just really wanted to play with like Rips, Corey Aces. Like, I knew like they were going to be the core coming through towards this season. And yeah, I've always wanted to play with Aces. He's an insane player, and I think like having like the mix of us two, like being able to like push the team forward as well, will really like come through and shine once we get fully into form, and maybe at LAN or something. It'll look really good.
Yeah, I mean, just judging by your performances, it really has just sort of been the, you, Karzeka, Aces, Corey, and Rips basically just going, hey, who wants to be the main character for the day? And someone puts their hands up and you just
exactly
go give it to them, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's kind of I was really surprised like how Karzeka's really shown through like this last week or so. Because obviously he's trying to get used to English comms. You know, it hasn't been a thing for him for ages now. So he's getting the handle of that and everything else to do with that afterwards. Like proper coming through now. He's calling. He's he's doing everything we need him to do, and it's really coming through, and he's doing really well.
Oh yeah, no.
I almost thought that was going to be a risk, to be like completely honest. If anyone from either like Virtus Pro or Empire was going to go anywhere, my assumption the whole time was that it would be with another Russian squad, just because he's already got that familiarity. So when I saw CaliberJacob.Rogue, I was instantly on the fence about whether or not that was going to work. And then first week, bit of a slow start, but then as it progressed, I have one of those draft buff leagues with a couple of moderators from my Discord, and one of them drafts Karzeka first overall, and she's like, dude, we're gonna cream everything because it's Karzeka. He does bad. She drops him, picks up someone else, then Karzeka does good. So I'll blame it on Loaf. I'll blame it on her.
Yeah.
Because he very clearly did finally, I guess, kind of break through that ceiling a little bit, or like the pressure from the first week. But I didn't know if it was going to work out if he was having to switch like completely over from Russian comms.
I mean, he does. He is like fluent in English, but like that half of it wasn't too bad. Like he understood all of our calls. It was more about being able to pace, like join our pace with calling, and me, Aces, Corey will sit there going, okay, we need to do this, and then they go here, go there. It's like, oh, one here, one here, one.
Yeah, I mean, it's like really when it's like when Vitality picked up Stiggy, right?
Yeah,
that was a big
massive
transition.
Change of tempo, and
same thing with Shate going to Chaos when they were a full Swedish team.
Yep.
Yeah, it changes a lot of how the team works. So just getting him used to that really was what we were trying to aim for, and just trying to get him comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, you were talking earlier about how now you're sort of in an IGL role too.
Yeah, I came into the team really like, obviously, I know like Ryers was more of like the captain IGL of the team previously, which kind of leaves an empty gap to fill. So once we got into game, I kind of just naturally just took it on really. We're scrimming, we're doing like trials and stuff, and I just naturally started going, okay guys, let's start doing this push, or instead of going here, we do that, just like normal IGL and stuff. And eventually I was like, you know what, there's a team captain spot, I'm just going to ask for it. And there's no point, like, just be straightforward. But I'd like to take like the opportunity to, try prove myself as like a captain, as like a figure of the team. And they just agreed and let me do it.
Was there any awkwardness sort of being like, hey, I know I've only been here for like 3 weeks, but I'd like to run this show? Was that?
I don't think there was. At least when I was talking to him, there wasn't. There might be afterwards. But from what I knew, no. Like, obviously, we're all here to do the same thing. We all want the same goals. So, everyone's really motivated. Everyone is happy with it. And obviously, they just let me do it.
Yeah. And, well, I mean, it's obviously worked out pretty well.
Yeah, it's doing pretty good so far, I'd say.
Yeah. You guys have put up some, I'd say some, banger performances, arguably.
Yeah, everything's been really solid so far, apart from that one game, but even Open Clash was a bit of a fun one. Like, run around, have a bit of fun with it.
Well, I mean, Open Clash was sort of the first time that you guys had, even though, they're just, filling in, or, they're just sub, right? But...
Yeah, subs.
For the audio listeners, I'm making massive air quotes right now. But that was sort of the first time that anyone had seen sort of the new Rogue, as it were, and you guys did come out fucking swinging.
Yeah, it's safe to say that. I mean, obviously with Clash as well, it was like not really any pressure with it. It was just let's just go and have fun, but we'd still like to show Rogue and people, hey, these guys are pretty fucking good. So we went in there just trying to really work on communication, rather than like, strategies, obviously, or something like that. So we just went in there just trying to help Karzeka learn like comms, everyone just building synergy, and just let like everything like that flow through for that whole weekend or two.
When all the new changes were getting announced, and actually no, this was a situation that came up a couple of months ago, like right after Invite, when from what I understood was about the time that a particular player on G2 wasn't exactly happy with G2, I immediately started looking through a list of a whole bunch of places in Europe and a little bit in North America, trying to figure out if it would have been possible to squeeze them in. And there was a thought at one point of what the heck would have happened if Fabian would have gone to Rogue. Now, you haven't been with the team for nearly as long as, any of the core that's been there for the past couple of years, like since the stream days or even before then. But at the same time, I couldn't help but wondering what the hell would have happened if Fabian would have jumped into that role anyway. You wouldn't have had to worry about, can I take over the team captain role a bit? Because he would have come in. No way would he have not taken anything less than being captain or IGL based on his previous experiences. And I just, the speculation was just going around for me for a bit. I don't know what that would have looked like, but I think that would have been,
I don't know.
I don't know if it would have been a clash with the way that Rogue currently operates, or if that would have been a way to develop more synergy, or if the personalities maybe with the team, the way that it is now, might have clashed a little bit too hard. Yeah. But
I don't know. I mean, knowing things that we do from previous stuff, I'm not going to talk about it, of course, on stream. Right. But knowing the things we do, I don't think it would have worked out too well, just because of how we knew how it could end up, and obviously. That could have, I think it would have ended in a lot of arguments and probably things falling apart. So I'm kind of glad that that was not happening or didn't happen,
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, as long as it's all about if you can get on with someone really. I don't think it would work just as well if I wasn't getting on really well with all the guys. I was already really good friends of Aces and Corey for the most part, and I don't think it would have been as good if I wasn't friends with them already.
Yeah, I mean there is definitely something to be said for team congealing, of just joining a team where, I mean, you already have your friends on it, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, we want you on our team. You go, me?
Yeah, pretty much.
Little old me.
Fresh out of Challenger League, kind of scared about everything, and then I kind of already had a hint at it happening, but it's still kind of scary at the same time.
Fresh-faced Leongids out here just going, oh, wow, the big city's so fun. And just
thank you so much for considering me.
Corey's just like, fuck off, dude, really?
You said you obviously don't have to name who it was, but what was the realistic possibility if COVID wasn't in the way of maybe taking that North American team offer?
I mean, it's kind of because it's such a big move. I'd have to leave my family. Yeah. I'd have to leave all my pets and all that stuff, and I really wouldn't want to do that. So it'd kind of be if everything else doesn't work out, I'd take it. But I'd still, it's I was saying no straight up. I was I'd still think about
it. Sorry, I don't know that one.
Okay.
What the fuck?
That was my
listening.
Amazon.
They're here. They know.
Guys.
They know.
That was my echo. But yeah, it was a thing I wasn't saying no to, but it was kind of a last thing I was thinking about.
Kind of for you, almost dead in the water before that really had a chance to go anywhere, or before conversations could continue. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it would have been such a big thing.
Yeah.
It is. It's a lot of change, especially when I'm only 20. It's be big life change.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we talk a lot about, there are imports in I think every region now, right? Which is crazy to think about.
I think so. If you count all of Fnatic moving to APAC North as an import, then probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
I was talking more about, I believe Nora Rengo's coach Arthur
is Brazilian.
Is Brazilian, yeah, right. So, and then there's
4 players from Europe and North America. We don't have anyone from North America going to a different region.
We don't have anyone from North America going to a different region, but we have Virtue on G2.
Yep. So Apex and EU.
Yeah. And then is there anyone in Brazil?
I don't think there's anyone in Brazil. And I think it was imported into Brazil.
We have one APAC import, we have one Brazilian import, we have 4 European imports, and then no one from North America has done anything yet.
No, I don't think anyone from...
Which I'm kind of waiting for. That's a very open-ended part of transfers.
I think one of the issues is, to sort of put it bluntly, if I were given the option of, hey, we want you to join our team for a significant pay cut, and also you're not going to live in a team house, and also you're not going to play on LAN, and also you're going to be in a foreign country, and also at a certain point I'm just going to be like, maybe I'm just going to stay in Vegas.
I mean, people do want to come to the US to play on LAN, so you're not wrong. There are a whole bunch of benefits to do that. But I mean, if the contract, the offer, and the team itself, like before you get there, is good enough, I don't.
Oh yeah, there's the old system. Yeah. It would have happened more.
Yeah,
like there's no reason to anymore, right? Like, why would
you want to move
from something like that?
The only other LAN you'd be playing is if you play in the national tournament, you make the national tournament's LAN event like with your team, and then you have the chance to play through the European League to make a major. Then at that point, it's kind of worth it. But there's still technically significantly less LAN play, which by itself is just, well, the LAN aspect when it happens, but right now it's the best of 3 thing that everyone's raving about being the better format.
Yeah, it's very depressing not having best of 3s, to say the least, but I don't know, hopefully maybe in the future, maybe it's like a tester phase, I don't know, but it'd be really good to have that over here as well.
I kind of hope so. It feels like it could be, this season is a proof of concept for everyone because every format is so like incredibly different. I get the reasons for why every region can't stay necessarily as uniform, like because they have to factor in a whole bunch of places they weren't factoring in before, and countries that don't nearly have as much of a presence because they don't have teams that can stack up against the best, so they're trying to grow more of it. It just, at the end of the day, does make it seem more complex, so it leans more into, we might be testing this out and then we might make some changes to it later, maybe we'll see how it goes sort of territory, which just kind of makes it more frustrating, because I want to see like the best play in EU, but by that same token, I don't think that if Virtus Pro, who's in dead last without a win right now, were to play best of 3s, that they would still be at the bottom. Like, to me, that's
surprising to me. They're at the bottom.
I just don't think like the way that they've played is a good representation for how they are as a team. Like,
yeah. I mean,
I think they're putting too much pressure on themselves.
Yeah, they won Russian League, they won Open Clash. I mean, we know, even though Open Clash doesn't really count for much, but they seemed like the most congealed team in Open Clash, right? And, it's fucking weird that they're doing this bad. Like, to sort of put it bluntly.
I feel as if Open Clash might not be a good representation of the other teams, because I think they were trying a lot more than the other ones were.
Yeah, but
just to put it bluntly, but
I mean, we look
at
Empire, and Empire fucking demolished Virtus Pro when they lost to them pretty handedly in Russian Major League, right?
Yeah, pretty hard.
But almost in that case, you kind of wonder, because it's, again, a National League program, and you want to save your best stuff for when the EUL starts, was Empire taking it nearly as seriously as they could, right?
I think Empire was in a very bad state then. I don't think it was that... I don't know. I don't know specifics, but I just overall the atmosphere or like something like that was not good.
I mean, you did say you were waiting specifically for Karzeka to finish with the Russian Major League, so he had to go through that entire playoff stage. If you already knew at that point that you wanted to bring him in and you had to wait until after RML was done, then safe to say that they kind of already knew that it was their last like dance with Karzeka, so it wasn't nearly as gelled as it had been before.
Yeah,
you could probably make the assumption.
It's kind of hard to continue knowing it's not going to be the same in like a week,
Yeah.
Like it's like with Secret, like after we lost against, I think it was Penta or August. We just we knew there was no way getting up. Like it was the most depressing week of my life. Like we just eventually just decided to not scrim that week and just forget about it, because there's nothing to work for the rest of the season. So
yeah,
I definitely understand their pain.
I don't necessarily disagree with you that it's just, sometimes you just get absolutely fucking
demolished
dumpstered. And you just need a week.
You got put in the bin which is not what you, as the bin man, need.
Yeah, pretty hard.
Yeah.
Probably the hardest Challenger League season to play mentally and physically, but
I know you did touch on it a little bit. I think everyone kind of either made their own twitlongers about it or like released like semi-official statements about it. But what was the end of Secret like?
It wasn't very. I don't think it was very hardworking at all. Like compared to what we could have done to really improve on ourselves, compared to what we did do, was pretty shit. Like we used to, like back in like Secret, like I don't know, like late 2018, early half of 2019, we'd probably scrim we'd probably do double scrims at least 3-4 times a week. Have one day off. Obviously, have 2 Pro League days at the same time with Prem. Now, we were like grinding back then, but like I'd say like after like the first Challenger League season 10, everything just kind of deteriorated. Attitudes are pretty bad. That's why that's one of the reasons. Well, that was the reason Alem was kicked. Like the attitude was like just getting piss poor, and it just it didn't feel like anyone wanted to be there to really make it back in a way. Kind of just felt like we were there to be there.
So the attitude from trying to stay alive in Season 9, but then going into Challenger League for Season 10, were you kind of like still like putting in like the same amount of work, if not more work, than you were in PL to like try to make it through the Challenger League season? Or was it more like did you put in the work, but then as the season progressed, you're like, well, it's not working, and then it just continued to just decrease more and more, like slowly and slowly over time?
I'd say if we didn't like win Vegas and do well at Raleigh, I think we would have made it back. Because I feel like at that point, we won an event and we came top 3 at a major, and we were kind of like, like, yeah, we know we're good.
Yeah.
You know, we've just done this for the last 2 months instead, and we're still like in this league. All we've got to do is play a few games and make it back up. But like, came to like the first play day or like the first 2 play days against Fours and BDS, and it was was not pretty. I think there's a lot of like underglaring issues that we never really found. It was more like they were game day issues. Like you couldn't know about it till it happened.
In your head, when you were at Raleigh and you placed where you did in your group, and then you made it through the quarterfinal stage on stage day 1, was there a moment in your head where you were like, well, we just made a semifinal, and now we're playing now we're playing Empire. What happens if we win? Did you have a moment when you were like, well, we're a team that technically we still have to wait to play this Challenger League season. We're in CL. We just came from Pro League. We won Allied. We have a massive chip on our shoulder. What happens if we win Raleigh? Did that ever like cross your mind at any point?
I mean, I just play as it goes. Like I don't really think ahead of the games. I think kind of just in the moment of the game. Like, you know, there's no point thinking about a quarterfinal if you've not made it out of groups yet, right?
Sure.
But you know, the thought of like actually winning Raleigh and then guaranteeing a 6th invite spot, I think, you know, that would have been pretty good. I think if like, cause we came pretty close in the qualifiers as well, which was pretty rough. But knowing that we could have like won, I think we could have won against Empire at the semifinals if we didn't throw Bank. I think Bank was really bad thrown. But if we did win Raleigh, then
it's just that Scyther play, that one freaking Mozzie shotgun for the Ninja Diffuse. That's the one everyone remembers from that match.
That wall was bugged. That wall on the other side.
Okay.
That wall was bugged because, like, say you've got like this is your wall, right? This half of the wall was gone after. And then it was just this
it was
wall.
that one. Yeah.
Yeah, like for an impact need, and it was just like, well, shit. You know, like I kind of had to just like force myself to just rush it because I thought it was like open because I saw on one side it was open, so I go to the other side and it's like, oh, it's not open. And then,
what you mean? You mean even LAN client builds of major events in Siege? Even those builds of the game aren't completely full fleshed. No,
I've never.
I've never a few bugs.
I've never heard
a few issues, but
I've never heard anyone complain about bugs in Siege. What are you talking about?
Back in my day, we didn't have bugs in video games.
Back in my day, you peeked out a window and were immediately flashbanged by the sun.
Those are the good days.
Those were not the good days. Don't sit there and tell me that shit, Leon.
I think year 2, season 1 was the best season
No,
overall.
no, you just thought Aquila was the best team, okay?
It was. You go back. You go. I've got clips of Pengu, mate. Honestly, I've still got them saved to this day. He's saying like Aquila, they might not be of age, but they're very innovative, and we learn a lot, and that made me very proud.
The moment you knew you made it was that clip. So
exactly. Pengu's approval is all I need.
Oh my god.
It's the same thing for everyone here. If Pengu says he likes your shit, congratulations, you now have a career. Now don't mess this up.
Exactly.
Oh my lord. I'm trying to remember what the hell that team was. It was...
Not Aquila, or...
No, Aquila, yeah.
Who was on it?
Who was on it, yeah. Because it was you.
I had a lot of people in it at one point.
Yeah.
I think we had 8 people at one point.
Yeah, there were like 1 billion people on fucking Aquila.
We went through a lot of people, because like...
Look, man, if you're in the UK or European scene and you didn't go through Aquila, are you really a pro?
I mean, Kanto was on there for 2 weeks, before we went to Sisu. There was a lot of people.
He was Invitational MVP.
Doki was on it. Feral was on it.
Yeah, at the end it was me, Feral, Sticky, a player called Angel Eyes, you probably don't know him.
Mm-hmm.
And a player called SLP. They were really good players at the time, but they just stopped playing.
Oh my god, Tangy was on it at one point. Jesus.
Are you diving through ESL pages?
That was a very late iteration for Prem.
Yeah, that was like 2019.
That was like 2 years later. Yeah.
Yeah, that like...
Do you want to like explain the whole Aquila situation for people who are listening to the audio version who have no freaking idea what this is about?
Yeah, sure. Basically, Aquila was a full blown out underage ranked team. There wasn't a map or a strat that we didn't have. You take us to plane, we'll pull out our plane strats. We've got a yacht strat book, got everything you goddamn need, and it probably took a solid hour to find a game. Just because people would, because it was back before the one-step matchmaking.
Yeah.
That people would be like leaving constantly.
Yeah, you would see this stack, and you would just be like, "I'm not fucking playing Aquila," and
right,
back out.
Right? See you later. Yeah, it was pretty much just 5 kids like cracked out on Red Bull, like just jumping out every window, and I'm pretty sure that's where the term ranked hero started.
I'm pretty sure that I still, like, when I play plane, even in year 5, I still see that fucking mirror. I'm just like, are you kidding me?
I actually made a video on it. I have to find it.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
If we find it, I can link it
but it's
later for the people who don't know what this is.
Jesus, but... So... Basically, just old Siege was dumb, and I hate it. But year 2, season 1 holds a special place in my heart.
I mean, if you're calling that the best season ever, like...
Best season ever was Blood Orchid. Let's not get it twisted here. Let's not...
I don't have a dog in this fight.
That was my first Pro League season, actually. I can agree with that.
Blood Orchid was fucking sweet. Are you kidding me? Oh my god, literally all you would do was throw smoke grenades, play glass, and shoot people. There was no brain.
No recourse.
It was great.
Oh boy, we found the video.
I got
the video. That's worth a watch. Yeah. 2 seconds to scan through and find the clip while we keep the audio viewers entertained.
Oh my god, it was absolutely fantastic. It was fucking great. And then they had to fuck it up and release Ella.
Oh, that's easy. Oh, come on. Come on. That's overpowered. Yeah.
If I can get the link, I'll show you our yacht strap book as well, but...
Oh my god.
Feral has it. I'll DM him now.
Of course Feral would have it.
Dude, Sternab's got yacht strats still. Sternab had a Bartlett strat book.
Everybody has fucking... I was talking to a fucking PL coach. I was talking to Sua, and he's like, yeah, we're prepared for everything. We don't have them, like, super in stone. But yeah, we have favela strats. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Sua just has favela just pocketed somewhere.
That wouldn't surprise me, honestly. Like, I can imagine one day favela's not in, the next day favela is in.
Yeah, I mean,
do you want to bring up your old Hereford strat books at any point? Anyone? Did anyone even make a new Hereford strat book at any point?
It's New Hereford. Sorry. Hold on. Let me apologize. It's called Attack Basement and Lose. That's the.
Here's our strat book for New Hereford. Ban it every time.
Yeah.
Cha-ching! Never have to worry about it again.
I honestly haven't played New Hereford in so long. I forgot it was a map. I'm not gonna lie.
To be honest, I feel a bit bad now if I remembered it.
Oh my god! Do you remember Skyscraper's a map?
Sky is a good map. I enjoyed that.
Do you remember Skyscraper in Pro League?
I do. I remember playing that. I remember like making strats for that for Aquila and Scrims. Oh, we found like. So you know the top of like Black Stairs next to the tea room door.
Yeah.
Like you got the wall where like the little DJ set, like the little bit that overhangs the stairs.
Right.
We used to put you reinforce one wall, and back then there was a glitch where like you could place a mirror half on the wall, half off the wall.
Yep, half
if you
mirrors.
put it half on, you put it on the wall, and then you put a shield facing the door, like 3 ADSs lined up, and no one could kill you, mate.
You're just impenetrable, sitting in disco the whole time.
Exactly.
Oh, fuck
the best jank bullshit that I remember from just horrible shit was before they removed shield walking. And do you remember when you could walk on shields?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So basically you would I'm sure you've done this before. You're on Consulate Basement, and you're in the office that's adjacent to the fucking like kitchen.
I'm blanking on the name.
Yeah, security office, right?
Yeah.
Put a shield, get a maestro, slap an ACOG on top of that, and basically walk up, and you can prone on top of the file cabinet.
Yes, I do remember that.
And then you swing over, and you're basically like 7 feet up in the air.
Just prone in a corner.
Just prone in a corner with an Alda, and you have a line of sight to in front of both cars. So if anyone plants, you just open up.
Yeah.
Ugh. Why do we play this game? It's so fucking janky.
It's a
so
piece
busted.
of shit, but it's our piece of shit. We make it what it is today.
Oh my god. Do you remember when the diffuse range was like 7 feet?
Yeah.
Oh,
you could be at the other side of a room and still defuse the thing, even though the old animation was you literally elbowing it until it stopped working.
7 feet is an overstatement, but you could like someone would plant it on like one side of a door and you can defuse it from the other.
Yeah.
You could be so far away, and the last guy who's on attack wouldn't be able to stop you because you just where did he go? Where? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I remember those days. But I'm also a noob, and there are plenty of people in here who said a couple of hours ago, he only remembers that stack from when they were on the stream. My god, I hate this man. Do your research, you absolute pleb. Look, man.
This dude doesn't even know fucking... Oh my god, this dude doesn't even know fucking Yunctus. What a coward.
Oh, what a fucking idiot.
What a fucking moron.
Look, man. I only remember the important things. I can't go back and watch Siege VODs from when the recoil system is not what it is right now. Like, I have a really hard time doing that because I'm so used to the new recoil system.
Wait, hold on. Which changed to the recoil system?
The one that made it not nearly as RNG based. Like, what? Parabellum?
Paris.
Yeah.
It was either Parabellum or Grimsky.
Grimsky.
Just after the Paris Major, which is Maverick and Clash.
Yep, that would have been Grimsky.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was... Because they did that. Then you remember when pistols used to blind you? That was... Jacob wasn't around for blinding pistols.
I do. Yeah, I do.
Nope, I wasn't.
Here's the link, by the way, to one of our setups. From one of old Feral's tweets.
I'll do this.
Of course, Goddess is tagged in this one.
Hold on. I'll do this with a can of links because I can't really do it with anything else. So, it used to be in Siege when you would aim and shoot a gun, instead of like that, it would do this.
Oh, I remember seeing the recoil do that with pistols. Yeah.
So the Desert Eagle was really fun because it would just be this.
When you said blind, I thought it meant that it had such a problem with muzzle flashes that every time you shot a pistol, it would literally like make your screen flash. But
no, it would just be the bigger the pistol, like Cav's pistol.
The animation
would
was
take
just
up 30%
like so
of the
massive, and it looked so janky too. I'm really happy that isn't a thing.
Yeah, it's so weird watching old Siege now. Like, even, like, when it first came out, like, the running system and stuff was really different.
Yeah.
And it's so weird seeing that now and being like, oh, wow, okay. It's really different.
I think the first full, or like the earliest VOD I think I've ever seen, I'm pretty sure it was Orbit and Sisu from, like, year 1, season 1. They were playing on Old Hereford. That's the first time, or, like, the furthest back I think I've ever watched a VOD for competitive Siege, and the entire time I'm thinking, somehow I understand the game, I understand the ops, and I have zero clue what I'm looking at. I do not understand anything that's happening. I'd like to think I have semi-decent game sense, and I'm like, Old Hereford, and there were strats for this? What am I watching?
Well, for the first year of Siege, it was kill the thermite and win.
Yeah.
Which makes for a very exciting game of Down Mr. President, but not much else. Honestly, like, year 2, season 1, and year 2, season 3 were probably, like, the best time to ever play Siege, because those were very much the seasons where it was like, right, we actually kind of know what we're doing with this game now, and we're just gonna do weird shit.
Yeah. I remember back in Esnos, we had a setup on Coastline where you'd be defending Penthouse, but you'd open up the VIP wall and you'd put a mirror window in Aqua with a dock behind it so you could hold the window. And we used that in a Pro League match versus Supremacy. I think it worked, I can't remember, but it was funny.
Isn't that what people are doing on Coastline now? The whole meta is just open up as many long angle sites as possible and hold it with ACOGs. I saw Tempered do that in their week 1 game last Monday, and I'm thinking, well, this almost worked because they tied Chaos, but I just keep on seeing Shinka as Doc opening up these really, really just lengthy angles. He had one, I swear he had one from where he was sitting in billiards, and he had an angle open on couch wall, and he can look all the way to luggage from where he's sitting in billiards. Like, I swear, that's just the way that meta is going to transform itself, because, well, what do we do on Coastline? A map that some people in the scene have called not Siege. You gotta change up the way you defend it.
Yeah, it's quite rough to defend that map. I think Sternab, it was, he put a tweet about, like, delivery door, like, that whole room was just not able to be planted in, and it was only where the actual bomb is where you could plant, which I think, like, stuff like that would really change up the map a lot, because that's how new maps are right now.
Yeah, I think it was behind the desk.
Yeah, I think it should be that
once you go
room.
past the desk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because everyone just wants to plant in the doorway. But if you do it further up, there's more of a chance you can get shot from somebody in bathroom, or even someone holding an angle all the way from, like, the front desk even. You just blow up on the rest of the bathroom wall and you can watch that angle perfectly.
Well, I mean,
that's how Siege is at the moment, right?
Yeah,
it's with, like, Theme Park and Oregon, you have to be in the building before you can even think about opening a wall or peeking into sight, apart from, like, 1 or 2 bomb sites at most, but like, even nowadays, it's like, that's how it's changed, and I think that's the reason why Coastline is not liked by a bunch of people, is because it's not how Siege kind of represents itself now compared to before.
Yeah, I mean, the way, I think they explicitly said the way maps are designed now is you will never see a window into a site.
Yeah. I think maybe, apart from, like, Kids on Oregon, but
it's like Kids on Oregon. So hard. And Drug on Theme Park.
Theme Park, yeah. It's like very minimal windows that don't give you a lot of control anyway.
Yeah, but like, if you're entering the Drug window on Theme Park, you're fucking dead already.
That's already a bad idea. I mean, you could
you've won that round or you've lost that round. That's how you enter that window.
No, you're right. It's kind of the same thing with Fireplace on Cafe. You could theoretically hold that from rappel, or you can sit all the way back on the roof of whatever structure is right outside and just try to hold an angle from there. But again, you have so little control.
Yeah.
So just get inside first, and then maybe you have more of an opportunity. But then there's that one part on Coastline that everyone keeps on having a problem with. And everyone wants to default to, oh, I can put 1 foot in here and plant and I'm fine.
Yeah, exactly. I think they're hitting a good balance now, like with like Oregon Theme Park. Like, I know people don't like Theme Park, but I think it's kind of good still. Like, it's not a good ranked map, but it's a good comp map.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what do you think about Theme Park now that it's been out for a little while longer and the meta around it has started to sort of settle?
We've had it ever since Bank's last map was the last map of the Invitational, so it's been 4 months.
Yeah, I mean, I like how it plays overall. Like, it requires high coordination, and like you have to be really. You can't do like a lot of solo plays on that map because you will get caught out, or your team won't be able to do something. Because at the moment it's like you can place like 3 shields in one room, but you need everyone to get rid of it because there'll be 5 or minus 3 ADSs as well with that. And if you send someone to go somewhere else, then if they die, you have like less utility. But I think it's good. Like I said before, people don't enjoy it in ranked because it's not high coordination. In ranked, it's very just walk in, do what you want. Like some people, I don't even enjoy it in ranked. I just go in because it's boring. It's boring.
Yeah, because it's ranked.
Yeah, exactly. It's ranked. Who cares?
And you can just tell Shattered to drone for you anyway. So it's not like it matters. Yeah.
If you're not going to drone, why would you drone for somebody else? Especially if you're playing solo, like who cares?
Like, I barely drone myself in comp. Like I just set up a drone for flank.
I mean, that's what Corey's for. As long as he's on a drone, he can't shoot someone, right?
You got Tarzeka from Empire just so he could drone. Duh.
Exactly. That's what I was missing with Stiz. Like Stiz always droned me in. That left, and then I had no drone. And now
legend Stiz.
I've got that drone again.
Man, I don't know what Stiz is doing anymore, and I'm kind of sad because I'd love to see him play more.
I spoke to him a couple of weeks ago. He does like he was started an apprenticeship, but now he's full time on that. From that apprenticeship now. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it's kind of sad for him to go. He was going to leave regardless if we relegated or not.
Yeah, but, that's an old legendary name that had a lot of power behind it, and I never really got to see a whole bunch of play because I think I remember it from.
It's sad.
I remember it from Paris, and then I remember it for the rest of the Pro League season after that. And I'm like, well, there goes Stiz.
Yeah, it's sad. I miss Stiz. Like he's a good player, and he's like also like he was a good friend of mine. I've known him since year 1, season 2, when he was on like Youngsters as a sub.
Yeah, and
like being able to like team up with him eventually, and then play for all that the time. And he was my roommate at LAN as well. Like it was fun times because like he used to bring earplugs because he didn't like noise outside, but he snored, so he brought earplugs.
He brought them for himself.
Yeah, so I'd just be sitting there like in the middle of the night and just hear him snoring, but I can't wake him up because if I shout, he can't hear me.
You don't want to get up and be like, "Hey, please stop! Whatever it takes, stop! I'll wake you up, and then I'll perpetually wait for you to start snoring again. But I might have 20 minutes of peace before you do."
Exactly.
Well, I mean, it seems like the majority of the people from Secret have sort of landed on their feet.
Yeah.
I think everybody has, yeah.
I think everyone who was on the last iteration of the roster has moved on to either a new team or like Eunice retired. Yeah. So that's good. I'm glad
Eunice literally stopped playing Dirt Rally for like a few months so he could play Siege again.
Rally, come on.
Exactly.
It's Dirt Rally. It's Dirt Rally. He's playing Dirt Rally.
It's more professional 3D Euro Truck Simulator. Come on, give him a break.
It's I don't know what he plays in. It's just a racing game. That's what I know.
It's just
iRacing or something. Yeah.
Forza maybe. I don't know.
Forza's not real racing. They have Legos in it now.
Are you telling me Legos aren't real racing, Jacob?
No.
That's what I thought.
You ever been to Legoland?
I went to Legoland in England. That shit was great.
Windsor,
yeah.
Yeah, it's good. I've been there multiple times. It's really good.
It's a good one. They had a little pond with Lego boats in it. It was fucking sweet.
Yeah.
I haven't been to Legoland since I was like 10. That was in California. I need to go back.
You should.
Just to re-experience what that was like. God, that was the fucking time. But no, you're right. Jonas retired. Meepy's on United. Mm-hmm. You're obviously on Rogue. Fonkers is with the old ex-Crazy Core that we talked about with Ace a little bit. Ace and Fluke from last week. And who am I leaving out? Blaz on Lowland Lines.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm a little bit sad that Blaz joins the team, spends so little time with them, and then just bye.
Yeah, he said that as well. It's kind of like he's on the team. Oh, he's gone. Like he had no time at all really to mesh in properly with us. But I don't know. It was kind of like annoying but upsetting. Like at the time when Farrell left too.
Yeah.
Like obviously it's for his own reasons. I'm not gonna fault him for that.
Yeah.
But like we had like a month maybe before Challenger League, and like all that. It's like it's coming up on like 9 months with him. So like that's like 9 months of work and preparation for like this season all gone just to get someone new.
And that's counting all the time he spent as a trial player too, because he was still technically on trial for the Allied minor, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, he was a trial player till like I don't think he signed until after Raleigh, but they backtracked the contract. But like for us, we said we wanted him. The Secret's like, no, he trial.
No, so, the trial was a technicality on Secret's part.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
got it.
But he was.
I mean, he's not really a trial player if you literally fly him out to Las Vegas for a LAN. At that point, it's pretty much set in stone. You're going to work with him for a while.
Yeah, exactly. That was the thing. We needed someone like fast because Stizzy was leaving. Obviously, we even had to fake Stizzy's booking to even go, just because like Secret knew he was leaving and we wanted to go to the minor. So like they're like, oh well, Stizzy's leaving, but we don't want to pay all this money for his flights, so we'll kind of have just to I don't know, work around it. I don't know how they did
a refundable booking and
proper, stuff like that. Just for, like a cheapo, if you refund it, it's really weird. Funny.
We had him on back when he was still unemployed, but Helby's now on Vitality.
Yeah.
And I keep on leaving him out of every conversation because I keep on thinking about everyone who is a player on Secret, and then there's just Helby. Helby's just kind of there.
And Rousey. He's on Rogue now,
and
too.
Rousey, he's on Rogue.
Yeah, he is.
He's back.
Yeah.
But we just love leaving Helby out, because leaving Helby out of things is funny.
Yeah, he egoed me the other day, so I don't want to talk about him.
Wait, what?
Oh.
What?
We're supposed to, we're screaming Vitality, and before I messaged him, hey, what maps you want to do? He just didn't reply. So from that point
I'm done
onwards,
with you. I don't coach you anymore. I don't speak with you.
He joins Vitality and then he gets an ego, dude.
He joins Vitality and he gets. Well, I mean, that's what happens when you're French Canadian and you actually join the real country, right? You start thinking you're legitimate when instead you're just a backwoods Canadian.
Hold on. It might be the Vitality effect. Have you noticed how Affy has completely lost his ego since he's no longer an analyst for Vitality? Like he's just
maybe.
I've seen
what I think you know what I think it is? I think it's in their contract.
Might be.
Do you think it's just
or maybe he's sad that we torched his car outside of his apartment?
We did burn down his car. We did.
Maybe he's sad about that.
Maybe. No, I think
it's
he did follow me back on Instagram the other day, so maybe he's not as mad as he purports. But
imagine using Instagram.
Imagine not being on Instagram.
I post dog photos.
He's too old for Instagram, man. Come on.
I'm 24, okay?
Exactly.
You are the resident podcast boomer by definition. This is an unescapable fate for you. Keep crying, bitch.
I'm getting my boomer shirt.
He's making an account right now.
Oh, we're doing this.
Make an account and follow me. Wait, what shirt is that? Is it just vertical swing?
I love grilling and hating my wife. What's up? My name is Chow.
What wife? We're wearing a
it's
shirt
my
that says
theoretical
BK, no wife. No wife for you.
It's my theoretical wife. She lives in Canada. You don't know her. She's definitely real though. I can tell you. If she wasn't real, why would I hate her so much for taking the kids, my bitch of a wife, Karen?
You've been practicing this bit, and you've done it a lot.
No.
When we were doing Challenger League, I remember we were all trying to figure out what the general age range of everyone who was casting it was. And we're like, 21, 20, 22, 23, pretty normal. And then there's Benny. For those of you who don't know Benny is... He's Chinese, and I think he's about 5'5", 5'4" He's about Doki range. I didn't know prior to meeting him at the Invitational that he served in the military for a couple of years, and he's 27 or 28. He does not show it at all. Yeah, right? You had no idea when you met him, right?
Okay, well, I did not know that Benny was... That is like
Blaz is 24. He looks about 18.
He kind of does still.
The way he acts as well. I thought he was younger than me at one point. But he's 24. He's old as shit.
I mean, it's like what happens when you finally find out how old Renewals is, right? It's just one of those things. It's technically Chaos has the oldest team in Siege, but the reason they have the oldest team in Siege
by the average of one of their players dragging them up, yeah.
It's because they have a man who's fucking 43.
It's like you wouldn't even like have a problem with. You're just like, oh, I assume everyone's kind of on this game skill level, and then or skill level. Then you see a picture of Renewals, and you're like,
nah, he's got like 2 kids and a wife. He's just like,
no, but a beard like down to here. It's got some gray in it. You're like,
yeah,
he's seen some shit.
He's totally
this man's
bald.
been to Nam. This is crazy.
He's not even fresh bald. He's just bald. You know.
He's only like 27.
Renewals?
Well.
Fresh,
yeah.
fresh.
Oh, fresh.
Wait.
No, Renewals. He's not actually 42.
What the? Wait.
You know that, right?
Wait. No, surely not. That can't have been a joke.
I used to team with him.
Hold on.
He's like 20. He's probably like. Even on Wikipedia it says he's 42, but he's not.
Straight up baldy. Renewals.
He's like,
okay.
Yeah, he might be like 28 now or something.
Okay, the glasses in the picture he has on Wikipedia certainly doesn't help the age cause.
Wikipedia says he's 42, but he's actually not.
Wikipedia doesn't even list his age, bro. I don't even see that.
I swear it did. But even I got confused for a second, but then I realized I was on the team with him. Of course he's
Look at these other pictures. He's literally, he has a comb over. He's balding up. What is this?
I feel like I had to break it there because I feel like I wish you'd just be getting led on.
I'm shocked. This is... What the fuck? Yeah, you play with him on IDK, right?
Yeah,
way back when?
IDK, yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually supposed to join that, or like be on the main lineup for that team during the Penta game. Like after the Sisu game. I don't know if you watched like back then, but like I subbed in for a game. But I was supposed to join the main lineup. But I had like a pre-planned holiday that was like a year in advance. So
literally can't take that.
Yeah, I couldn't have took that yet. It was kind of depressing.
God, okay, well I'm sorry, Renewals.
I'm sorry, Renewals.
Actually, that you're real age.
Maybe you should grow some hair.
Wait, do we know some guys who were like sponsored by Miracle Grow or something? Like, can we help
Miracle Grow?
I don't know. Like, I need help with the beard. He needs help with the top of his head.
You don't need help with the beard.
Yeah, I do.
No, you just need to learn how to trim it.
On the webcam, it looks fine. In person, in the mirror, bald spot.
Yeah,
this isn't good.
Same.
Everybody,
has the same one.
Jacob.
Mine looks awful.
Everybody has that.
Does everyone have this, or is it just that all of us are a little bit...
Nope, everybody has it.
All of us have a perpetual double chin, so it's harder for it to grow on that spot. Is that like that?
That's literally everybody has that.
Ugh. I need this. This is what I need. Mustache never does anything.
I'm trying to do mine.
I let it go, and it just doesn't happen. Like,
it's
what
not
do I
hard.
need to do?
All you need to do is just grow. Like, this grows faster than this, to be honest.
Not for me. This takes a long time to come in. Everything down from here is like a Wookiee every time I let it grow out. Like, when I had to cut mine for the charity stream donation, and we hit like, I don't know, $7,000 or something, I go in the middle of the stream, shave off everything, and then it didn't come back for like 2 weeks, but this did nothing. Again.
I don't know, my leg hair's almost fully grown back. I'm pretty happy about that.
I forgot you shaved one leg and not the other one.
Yeah, that was a fun time explaining to my boss at work.
Were you wearing shorts?
No, but like I sit with one foot on top of my other leg, so that like my ankle is exposed. And he's like, Matt, why is one of your ankles shaved? And I go, oh no, it's my whole leg. Matt.
Jesus.
That wasn't I don't think that was the explanation he was looking for.
At least say you went to a good cause. At least tell
and he's like, then why did you shave your leg? And I'm like, a bunch of people donated money to charity, so I shaved my leg. Oh, okay. But it's
fair enough.
Chat, stop calling it a neck beard. I hate all of you.
It's
Mike's eyebrows have grown back, by the way. It's been like a month and a half, so he did both of them. No, but he left one of them off for like day 2 or day 3 of the stream. So for at least one day, he only had one eyebrow and had to go out in public with still one of them missing. Good times, but I don't want to do it again. Because I don't like my face without facial hair on it. It's like, even if it is patchy and if I don't necessarily like it, that's a big self-confidence thing.
I don't know. My beard's just shit.
Nah, mate. You know what you need?
What?
Volumizer. Oh. You need like the same stuff that women put in their hair to make it like poofy.
Yeah. I'll look into it.
It's what I put in this.
All right, fair enough.
Oh, you actually put something in your beard. I just leave it.
Same.
What's wrong? What's wrong with you?
No, I'm not saying. I'm not. Like that's not wrong. I just let this go.
I'd like to put out a call to all of the straight men listening to this.
Oh, God damn it.
I'd like you to go down to your local druggist or pharmacy, wherever you are, and I'd like you to pick up something called beard oil and just fucking rub it on.
Just let the gay man tell you how it works. He's an expert and we're not.
Just rub it into your beard. It makes it nice and smooth and soft and touchable. And oh, look at my beard. Look at my beard. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Ooh, it's precious. Ooh, it's precious. Actually, maybe don't use beard oil because when I went to Montreal, all of the beard oil in my beard froze.
Yeah, because that's Montreal. Like, everyone here can vouch for how cold it was.
I can feel my nose hairs, like, frosting up when I was
No,
out there.
same, literally. And apparently that's normal for them every year. How do the guys in Montreal live with this condition? Like,
have you met the people in Montreal? They're almost as bad as the winter.
Plenty of them. They don't shave their sidewalks or their staircases outside when it's completely covered.
Sidewalks?
Shovel, shut up. None of it's shuffle. Shuffle.
Oh, hey there, bud. You gonna go outside and shave the sidewalk there, bud? Oh, yeah, that's what we do in Canada here.
That doesn't seem like it. Like, it's not too bad from a Canadian stereotype. It might actually be a thing. We don't know it yet.
I don't know.
I fell on my ass getting out of the Airbnb to go to the airport on the last day. Fell directly on my ass because the entire staircase was slippery on the right side, and we walk up the other side to get in, but on the other side, I had a bruise right above my right ass cheek for about a month. It sucked.
Nice. Okay.
No,
question for Leon. Which was worse, the cold in Montreal or the heat in Raleigh?
Oh, I'd say the heat in Raleigh.
Yeah, honestly, I'm with you on that one.
I don't mind the cold. I don't mind the cold too much compared to like heat. I can't handle the heat. I'm a big guy. I mean, I melt in the heat. Like, I can feel my face drooping.
Were you in the Sheraton in Raleigh?
Yeah.
I think we were in the same hotel, and it was it was like 2 minutes to the place. And it was just the most excruciating 2 minutes.
The most awful experience I've ever had. The only good thing about it was on the for the first during the group stage when there was no audience, you could go through the underground entrance.
Oh yeah.
Which was the best because you never had to leave the hotel or even go outside, and you'd just stay cold the whole time. But as soon as we went down there on the first open day, and you can't go through anymore. I'm we were in shock.
I remember them saying that they blocked off that part of it, and they're like, wait, why? This was great. I loved it like this.
Exactly, it was perfect.
What the fuck? I haven't been to a major in the summer. I was really hoping I could go to the North American one this year. Because I was set. I kept on defaulting it to being somewhere in Texas or something. I have no idea where it would have been, and they never announced where it would have been if it had taken place at a convention center, but I was pumped.
Do you think the European LAN is going to happen?
When is it? Is it November, right?
Yeah, November. First week in November is when I think it's going to be.
I think it could happen, but I don't think anyone from NA or LATAM can come.
Yeah.
Exactly what I think it's going to be, because I know for a fact, EU
the
countries
European
are going to start saying
literally,
no.
The European Union literally today or yesterday banned Americans from coming into the EU. Yeah. It's, I think, combined over all of Europe, it was 400 deaths, at most, and in the UK it's pretty bad, but we don't talk about that. But compared to Brazil, where their president doesn't even believe in it, so he's just yeah, fuck it, let's just do it. And then America, where everyone's protesting it, it looks so bad.
I just want to sneak in, dude. Can I say it's on business? Can I say that I'm going to the UK, or I'm going to wherever the major is on a business trip, and then try to find a way to sneak in, not on a tourism visa?
Maybe if you go to Asia and then drive across, it might take a couple months.
Probably, actually.
Might take a couple months, but you'll be there in the end.
I mean, I can circumvent the globe and then go back around the long way again.
Which side is the airport for Gibraltar in? Because I could probably fly and then cross the channel and just have a nice Spanish vacation for a bit.
Just be there for a month.
Just like, where did you come to Europe from? Definitely Africa. Sir, is your eye twitching? What?
I have friends in Morocco. I'll just go back.
Yeah.
Stay there for like a week.
It's easy.
God. I want to go. I really, really, really do.
Because I know MCM London just got cancelled.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff being cancelled at the moment.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like everything will be okay-ish by then. Like, it won't be, like, the worst or the best even, but it won't be, like... I think it'll be bearable.
God, I hope. Because, like, the week before my state announced a shelter in place, basically just, like, everything was great. Because I definitely went to PAX East. Which, in hindsight, absolutely was a mistake. Because being in a convention center with 70,000 people is not a good idea.
Yeah.
Honestly,
hey,
I feel like
you went to the last convention anyone ever had was PAX East.
That is true. I did go to the last convention. No, because yeah.
The last convention with minimal health risk ever, because there have been concerts held in the US, like full-fledged ones. Like there were like 2 country musicians or something that had like full stadiums full, like somewhere in the south.
Oh Jesus!
Like yesterday or the day before or something.
Oh Jesus!
I just look at that going, why?
Jesus.
But no, when we were trying to figure out, like, try to estimate the location for where the Europe major might be, we actually went and we found a list of all of like Ubisoft's like corporate offices. Like, we know the reason why they went to Raleigh was because they have a Raleigh office, so they were able to just like get a crew from there to like help them work on it. So it means that it's more cost effective for them to work with current employees than to contract some other people to do it.
So for Siege specifically, like the Ubisoft offices are weird because Ubisoft does employ, I think, like 14,000 people.
Yeah.
14,000 people, right?
That sounds right.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Montreal is like development. Barcelona is assets. So Montreal and development. Barcelona assets. North Carolina is communications. And I think Sophia does something. I could be wrong on that. But, Nordic does communications as well.
But the point is, when it comes to where they're trying to put on a major event or a Pro League Finals, it would have been kind of where Ubisoft already had like a basis in that city to be able to work from, in some case, because they have
it'll probably be easy, yeah.
They have something in Osaka. They didn't have something in Tokoname proper, but they have it in Osaka, which isn't too far away, if my understanding of Japanese geography is correct. But what we did is we found a list of all these different offices, and we're like, I wonder where in the heck in Germany it could possibly be. And now all I want is the major in November, if it ends up happening, to be in Cologne. Like, that's honest. Like, if it can't be in the UK, and something tells me it probably won't be, because I think someone I talked to actually told me it probably isn't going to be in the UK, but the one that...
I don't think there's going to be events happening in the UK for a bit. I'm not going to lie. No.
Nah. We're still trying to handle the fucking... all this shit by ourselves. Like, it's like... They didn't even, like, really announce, like an ease of lockdown, but... People are like, yeah, well, it's sunny, and there's a beach. Exactly. So people just go out anyway, and like.
My favorite are like the interviews of like people at the beaches being surrounded by people going like, I don't know why they're out here. There's so many people. Aren't they worried they'll get sick? And it's just like, why are you out here then? But it's just, I don't know. Hopefully, at some point, like in the future, there will be a LAN.
Just give me Invite 2021. Can we just give COVID a year to do its ravaging and then stop?
Like, God, I hope. Because
if it takes
be over
past
in a year.
Invite 2021, like if it takes to this point next year for it to all be over with, son.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard. I don't know. I feel like it'll be like closed lands. It'll just be like the players' production and all that stuff.
Even if it's that, I'm content with that still.
Yeah, it still sucks, but it's still like nice, but.
Yeah,
it's hard to find like a middle ground at the moment where...
I will take an IEM Katowice 2020 at the beginning of this year, where that was probably the first really, really big gaming event that had no crowd, like right as everything was starting to ramp up. I'll take that over having to do everything situated online and then have it be like region split based, so we can't have like an actual proper final that's like inter-region like it's been before.
Yeah.
Because I saw they did that with like CS's Blast Pro Series. Did it, and they had the European and the North American split, and then they just ended it. You were the European champion for that, and then you didn't play the winner of the NA. And NA was also vice versa with that. If we can do whatever we can to avoid that, I will be one happy camper, just so we get like an actual event, and I can get more events to make prediction videos on and be wrong all the time.
I mean, is
Please,
that the hope?
Give me content.
Like, just, you know, if we've learned anything at the end of this episode, all we ask is that we give Jacob more opportunities to humiliate himself on a public stage. I think.
Please.
I think that's, you know, that's all we want.
It should bring him on for like a panel. Like,
give me
predictions.
Give me on the analyst desk, and I will say the opposite of what I would say if I was taking it seriously, just to keep the meme alive.
Just like who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? I'll let you know. I heard a rumor. Like, just Jacob sitting up there, just like
because some amazing backstory.
He pulls down like a curtain, and it's the board from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
All the strings,
and he just points to it, and he's like, I know the team that's going to break all of the brackets. And he points, and it's just 4 pictures of 6 Quattro and 1 picture of K9. He's just, they found cloning technology, and they've made the ultimate siege team, right? Just like,
we found 4 more Gohans. Yes, just sitting in a dumpster.
Jesus.
We signed them to a contract.
We signed them to a contract. They are the ultimate team.
God, remember, I wonder if...
Because if you beat them on LAN, they just walk over and beat the shit out of you, and no one's going to beat them, right? That's the threat. That's the threat. They have an unlimited cloned army of Gohans, which means that even if the Gohans on stage get kicked, you can just bring in more Gohans.
It'll be fine.
That's the
way it works. It's a, what's the wrestling format? A gauntlet bracket. If you win,
are you talking about a Royal Rumble?
No, because a Royal Rumble technically still counts, but it's
Do you think there could be a Siege Royal Rumble? Would that be dumb?
Oh boy, that would be
to try.
No, because
you get one team to load in, and then
not quite. Like you win a gauntlet match, not a Royal Rumble match. A Royal Rumble is when anybody can enter, and it can be multiple participants. But a gauntlet is when the next guy doesn't come down until one guy loses of the 2 that are in the ring at that moment. So you'd want a gauntlet. You'd want. It starts with SSG versus Tempo. Tempo loses, then in comes NIP. NIP loses, in comes the Sonics. SSG loses to Sonics, then someone else comes in and plays the Sonics. Blah blah blah. It just keeps going. So it's like if you survive, like if you make it all the way to, like, let's say there are 5 games played, you have to, if you're the first team in, you don't want to be the first team in, you want to be the last team in so that you can be the freshest one. If we were making like an actual gauntlet format, so no matter what happens, if there's like 6 teams involved, and then you're that 6th team, you drew the last number, then all of a sudden at the very, very last, like best of 1 or best of 3, you're playing a team that had to, at the very least, play minimum 1 best of 3 or maximum 5.
Right.
And then you come in right at the very end. God, that'd be stupid, but that'd be great.
It'd be funny. It'd be a good event.
It'd be fucking hilarious. See, I still think, and this is...
Can we do that for charity? Like, can we get some pro teams and do that for charity? That'd be hot.
This is my really dumb idea, and I've talked about this with a few analysts, because I've never brought it up to anyone else, because everyone else immediately, who wasn't like an analyst, was like, no.
So what you're saying is this is the reason you will never be hired to do an event ever, is this reason right here.
Bingo.
Okay.
Draft.
In what way?
One team picks an attacker. One team picks an attacker. One team picks a defender. One team picks a defender. The entire roster. You only get to play those.
Ooh.
It's the worst possible format for Siege. It would not work well. I think it would be hilarious to watch.
That would be really funny, though. You're not wrong.
It'd be good as like a one-time thing, but like, yeah.
It's not. So it's like it's not at all competitive in the slightest. Because, like, the team that, like, there wouldn't be bans, but the team that picks Thatcher wins,
it's going to go back into who killed Mr. President. Literally, you kill the Heartbreacher, and that's the end of the game.
Right, but we have
back at year 1.
We have 4 hard breachers.
Fuck. No, but it's only based on the ones that you pick, though. So if the entire team only picks the hard breach ops, or those are the only ones that are drafted, technically.
Well, no, you pick one at a time, right? So just pick your fucking hard breach op.
Fucking hell. That would be interesting.
That'd be terrible.
You know what? I might end up using that. I might use that gauntlet format for like a subscriber tournament or something, just to see how it works. Because I'm actually like kind of curious about how that would play out.
I mean, hey, just throw in one big event, write a list down of all these different like types of like ways you want to play Siege, and just let it play out.
Yeah.
Why
just
not?
What do we do? What do we do? We bracket it, and we just have a bracketed competition of the worst way to play Siege.
Yeah, exactly, dude. And then like the winner, like it's like a best of 5 of each one. Each match is a different way of a.
We just get like 10 pro players to just rate it on a scale of like enjoyability, tacticalness, right? Like we create like a Google Doc survey.
Exactly.
And they're sitting there like, please, we've been drafting for 6 hours. I want to play something else. You're going to play a best of 5 until we get this right. It's just...
We're going to play a grand final where you play all 7 maps, but you only play 1 round from each map. First team to win 4 rounds, for 4 maps of 1 round apiece wins.
That's fucking terrible. I love it.
You pick what side you want to play based on what the other team's map pick is. Okay. Play one round on each one. That's it.
What would be the worst possible format?
Oh fuck!
Like out of all esports formats, right? What would be the worst?
Oh boy! Someone in chat can also come up with something too if someone has any bright ideas.
What if best of 1 withdraws is the worst? That's not wrong.
That's pretty damn bad already, yeah.
Yeah, that's
the EU league system. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
First to 10 wins. First to 15 wins.
No.
Best of 28.
Best of 28.
Just every map in the pool. But we'll play
break out the strat book again. We're going back to yacht.
Or, they just switch out the comp map for like casual maps.
But I've
best of 7. Oh fuck.
Oh gee, best of 7 land final. Oh my god. You've been there for like 10, 12 hours, dude. Fuck that.
You'll be there literally all day.
You'd have to take like 2-hour breaks in between like every 3rd map or whatever.
You know what? I'll make the case for the worst format we could come up with is doing that really stupid battle royale idea you had in the Zone of Death, Chowder. The one where if you lose a game, you have to go into a real life battle royale where there's no chance you can be arrested for murder.
But that's a good format.
Since when?
What are you talking about? That's great excitement, right? Because you have
that is great excitement, but not everybody in Siege is a physical specimen. Like me, I wouldn't be able to escape because Laxon can probably kill me in 2 steps.
Jacob, think about it like this. You have an A stream. You have an A stream, which is Siege. And you have a B stream, which is live streamed GoPro footage of all of the competitors in the Zone of Death trying to kill each other. Right?
Guys, can I get some help, please? Or are we going to get like stricken down for this part of the podcast being too brutal?
No, I don't think.
We're abdicating a live battle royale. We're abdicating Hunger Games. This is murder.
Not abdicating.
Did I say that with a B?
Yep.
That's not what I meant.
Abdicating, as in the king abdicates his throne. To remove oneself from a seat of power. English
You're really proud of yourself for knowing that. Oh my god.
You know what? I pay a lot of fucking money for this shitty degree, okay? I might as well use it. I'm not gonna
jokes on you.
I'm not gonna sit here and fucking let you slander me, video boy. Okay.
You wish you were a video boy.
That's fair. I would have a job.
You would have a job. You act like I have one.
Anyone have anything else they want to talk about?
Honestly, it kind of clears everything.
Unless for a lot of things.
If Leon's got some juicy drama he wants to lay on the table, then sure, whatever.
Not at the top of my head.
Why do you hate Corey?
Why does everyone?
He's been bullying me for the last 2 weeks.
Okay. Can I explain something?
Sure.
So back in 2019, outside of a bar, me and Corey were very drunk, and we got in a contest to see who could get more cold without bitching out. I jumped into a snowbank in a t-shirt and shorts, and he bitched out, which makes Corey coward, not Corey, okay? So you know what? If he wants to talk shit about me, jump in a fucking snowbank in your shorts, okay? All right, Lucas?
I'll let him know. I'll forward the message.
Get off. That's why I hate Corey, because he's sitting there and he's like, oh, you're gold. And I'm like, oh, you have no endurance.
He'd probably die. He'd jump in there, he'd just freeze. You know, he's so small.
I think I jumped in the snowbank and then my Uber came, so I had to get a towel out of the back of the Uber.
Oh, just had a towel.
But why does everyone hate Corey? Because Corey's a very traditionally German humored guy, which is to say, he has none.
I hate Corey because I wasn't able to slap his ass at invite because he chickened out. He knew I was coming and he didn't want to be around me.
Don't worry though, next invite, he ain't getting first rounded. We're going right to the finals, baby!
I thought you were going to say, because he won't even be there, and then I remembered your teammates.
Well, you never know.
That's the right response.
You never know. Maybe it's actually a team of 5 Leons. Who knows? Yeah.
Ooh, if we can clone anybody, it might as well be Leon.
Yeah.
Just like a zip from the back, just pull it down.
Oh my god.
I guess we can get out of here in this case. Leon, the floor is yours. Anything that you'd like to promote or plug with a couple seconds before we wrap things up? Anything come to mind?
Make sure you buy your Rogue merch, I guess.
He's already a corporate shill.
They've got their whole new lineup ready at rogue.gg and I don't know.
That's rogue.gg.
Support us for the rest of the season. That's about it, really. I haven't got much else to say.
That's about it. All right.
And fuck you, Corey. Fuck you, Corey. There we go.
Hashtag fuck you, Corey.
Get it trending.
Please, someone.
Oh my god. Just.
Yeah, real quick, we all tweet it.
Hold on.
Just like hire some bots.
Hashtag fuck you, Corey. All right, we all send it at the same time. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Wait, I'm not.
You're not?
No, give me.
Are you adding more to the tweet than just fuck you, Corey? God damn it.
No, it takes me a while to open my Shut up!
He's trying to find it, dude. Come on.
Internet Explorer loads slow, okay? Alright, hold
Internet Explorer? My god.
I'm using Chrome, you coward, don't worry.
This is so sad.
Okay.
Can we kill 5
Are you ready?
Ashmans? Alright, I'm ready.
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Well, now that we've successfully done that. Oh my god, it's perfect!
Oh, that works great.
Oh my god.
I've already got 3 likes. Suck it. No,
Thank you for listening to the Hammered Podcast, the only podcast that actually actively makes enemies.
And remember, if we got anything wrong, hammeredcorrections@gmail.com. Send us all your hate there. This is not a joke URL. It's not a joke handle. It is a real thing.
We will actually make corrections to ourselves.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll call ourselves out next episode with whoever it might be.
We'll do it. Watch us. You won't. You watch
we'll absolutely do it.
I'm crazy.
We already knew that. Thanks for watching this week, guys. We'll see you next week. And thank you again, Leon, for showing up and wanting to endure us for a bit.
No problem. Always love hanging out with you guys.